It was a chilly Saturday afternoon, and the heavy rains that had begun a few days ago were getting even heavier with each passing hour. Everyone hung on anything they could find to keep warm. And the little ones, like myself, weren't really allowed to step foot outside the house until the day that the rains would come to a stop. I was pretty young then, around 12 years old or so. And clearly, the rains that had continuously poured for almost a week was now causing havoc throughout the country, and more so in our not so well landscaped neighborhood. Roads were being washed away, building roofs carried to new destinations by an unforgiving wind. Houses were swept away and hundreds of people rendered homeless. It was all chaos and ruin. Something else, however, that was also turning into chaos and being ruined, not by the heavy rains specifically, but by the existence of the same rains, was relationships. Thanks to the rains, my elder brother's relationship was slowly falling apart. You know, days before the rain started, my brother and his then girlfriend had made plans for themselves. Huge plans, in fact. Apparently, it was that time that they had purposed to copulate for the very first time. And so, considering the urge that had slowly built up as days neared by, and the plans and investments that had been put into that big day, the heavy rains were doing no justice at all to the young lovers who had saved themselves in the 4 years they had been together. God, please let the rains cease for just one day, God. Please, just one day. I once heard my brother whisper. One day, though, when the rains had finally decided to take a rest for a few hours before returning like never before, my brother, following my mom's instructions, had me run some errands in our nearby supermarket. This, of course, was the only opportunity that people had to stock up once more before the rains poured again, making it impossible to move around. Our parents, on that day, taking advantage of the calm weather, had left the house very early in the morning, leaving just my brother and I in our home. And so I headed out. But somewhere along the way, I received a call from my mother, advising not to do any shopping whatsoever, for she was on her way home and she was going to do so herself when she gets back. At that particular point, I had no choice but to return home. When I got to her house, there were strange voices coming from inside. Who could this be? I wondered. Only my brother had remained in the house when I left. But an extra voice that I couldn't really place was making sounds a 12-year-old me had never heard before. I peeped through the window, but I couldn't see a thing. I tried the door's keyhole, but it wasn't helpful at all either. And for a minute or two, I stood there outside our house, not knowing of exactly what to do next. However, after a brief dialogue with my brain, my young mind convinced me to just storm in. After all, it was my house. It was my home. Why would weird sounds scare me from getting into my house? And so, extremely gently and very slowly, I twisted the doorknob and put my right foot inside. And by the time my left foot followed suit, putting me completely inside the house, my innocent eyes, my blameless, innocent eyes, met with two grown man and woman in their complete birthday suits, baffled by a third little man who had just crashed their party.